The youngest son of Donald Trump, Barron, did live in the White House for some time, but much of his life was outside the public eye. Despite being the youngest son of his multimillionaire parents, Barron has lived a life with many restrictions. Shortly after their marriage, the newlyweds, Donald Trump and Melania, discovered they were expecting a child. Barron was born on March 20, 2006, becoming Donald's fifth child and Melania's first. Recently, some serious and heartbreaking news has come to light regarding Barron Trump. If you're curious, stay with us as we explore more. In early 2005, Donald and Melania learned they were going to have their first child about 6 months after their wedding. Recalling the moment she shared the news with Donald, Melania noted that he was initially shocked. "He came home, and I said to him, 'You're going to be a daddy.' And his reaction was, initially he needed time to process it. It was a great shock. And then he just started being so happy," she revealed to People. Donald added, "I thought we would have children, so I wasn't totally shocked. But I was taken aback by the swiftness of it. Everything happened so fast." On March 20, 2006, Barron was born, weighing in at 8.5 pounds. Donald chose not to be in the delivery room, explaining that he thought it would be easier for Melania if he stayed out. Melania later described her 8-hour labor as very, very easy. Following Barron's birth, Donald shared with People, "Everyone's perfect. She's really happy, and it's really great." Donald decided to name the boy Barron because he liked the name and hadn't had the chance to use it with his other two sons. Melania agreed with the name until the last moment when Donald thought about changing it. "It's a name I've always loved but never had the courage to use. I gave the idea to Melania, and then I was going to take it away at the very end. But she said, 'You can't take it away. I've been calling him Barron while he's been in my stomach, and you just can't take it away.'" Donald shared on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Barron grew up in the luxurious Trump Tower in New York City, where he had an entire floor for himself. As a result, Barron has only ever known a life of affluence. Melania shared with Parenting magazine that Barron showed an early interest in planes and helicopters. She was a hands-on mom, cooking his breakfast and making his lunch. She also encouraged his creativity, even allowing him to draw on the walls, saying, "If he draws on the walls in his playroom, we can paint over it." It's unclear if he has any plans to follow his father into real estate, but as a child, Barron enjoyed building cities and airports with Lego bricks and Magna tiles. Melania noted that he liked clean and white designs, building large projects, and often rebuilding them from scratch. Melania affectionately called Barron Little Donald because of his personality, describing him as strong-minded, smart, independent, and opinionated. He spent quality time with his father, particularly at the Mar-a-Lago residence, where they golfed and dined together. Throughout Donald Trump's presidency, Melania avoided photo shoots and chose to stay out of the public eye. Instead, she preferred spending time with her family, maintaining her privacy, and remaining close to Barron. According to a source in early 2023, Melania still maintains a close-knit, family-oriented life at Mar-a-Lago. Friends of hers are typically family members, and she continues to watch over Barron carefully. Melania's friends are her family members, a source noted, adding, "She is a doting mother to Barron and very protective of him." This is nothing new. Melania's parents, who reside on the Trump family property at Mar-a-Lago, have also played an essential role in Barron's life. A source close to Melania shared that her main job is taking care of Barron. Barron is known to be shy and reserved, and Melania has always been a devoted mother, prioritizing family matters above all. Barron is bilingual, fluent in English and Melania's native Slovenian. Melania shared that, at a young age, Barron often called his grandmother and spoke Slovenian with her. Though she valued multilingualism, she shared a perspective with Donald about using English in public, saying, "My opinion is that the more languages you speak, the better it is, but when you come to America, you speak English," she told People. Barron has attended some of the nation's most selective schools. While in elementary school and living in New York, he attended Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School on Manhattan's Upper West Side. After Donald became president on January 17, Barron completed the school year in New York. At 10 years old, In his final year at Columbia Grammar, he led a class trip of about 80 students to Washington, D.C., accompanied by teachers and Secret Service agents, where they met his father at the White House and stayed overnight in a hotel before returning home. In May 2017, it was announced that Barron would begin attending St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Potomac, Maryland, with a tuition cost of around $40,000 a year. Unlike the Obama, Bush, and Clinton families who sent their children to Sidwell Friends, a private Quaker school in D.C. and Bethesda, the Trumps chose St. Andrew's, setting a new precedent. After Donald's presidency ended in 2021, it was publicly announced that Barron would attend the Oxbridge Academy in Palm Beach, Florida, where he graduated as part of the class of 2024. Following Donald Trump's election in 2016, the family faced new attention and challenges. Despite Donald's high-profile career in real estate, television, and other businesses, Barron remained in New York with his mother for almost 5 months to finish his school year at Columbia Grammar. Though there was initial speculation that this decision indicated trouble in his parents' marriage, it was later clarified that it was to complete his education. Barron and his mother moved to the White House on June 11, 2017, when he began attending St. Andrew's Episcopal School. Donald said, "He has a very good school in New York where he has a lot of friends. But I tell him if this happens, Daddy will help people, and can help children like him, and that makes him happy." Barron Trump, a 9-year-old boy with strength and intelligence beyond his years, was the first son of a president to live in the White House since John F. Kennedy Jr. in 1963. Although mostly out of the public eye, Barron attended several holiday events, like the Easter egg roll in April, where he joined his parents in signing cards for American Armed Forces members. He also supported his father in pardoning turkeys before Thanksgiving and later joined his mother on the North Portico to receive the White House Christmas tree from Wisconsin for display in the Blue Room. Donald Trump, speaking at his campaign headquarters in Des Moines, Iowa, noted his son's height of 6 feet, 7 inches, crediting his impressive stature to the food prepared by Barron's late grandmother, Melania's mother, Amalia Narves. Trump reportedly teased Barron about becoming a basketball player, only for Barron to clarify he preferred soccer. When Barron contracted COVID-19 in October 2020, testing positive despite earlier negative results, Melania Trump expressed relief that he showed no symptoms. She said it was reassuring for the family to go through the experience together, supporting each other. Barron recovered quickly, but eventually, the family left the White House and moved back to Mar-a-Lago. After the White House, Barron enrolled in Oxbridge Academy in Palm Beach, Florida, as part of the class of 2024. In May, both parents attended his graduation. Later, NYU security confirmed Barron's presence at the Manhattan campus, along with Secret Service agents. Melania Trump said it was Barron's decision to study in New York and live in the family's Manhattan Tower, and she respected his choice, admiring his strength, intelligence, and kindness. Donald Trump echoed her sentiment, proud of his son's success in applying to multiple universities. In March 2024, Barron turned 18, marking a new chapter in his life as he transitioned to adulthood. Chelsea Clinton later voiced her support for his right to privacy, suggesting the media should respect it. In May, news spread that Barron was considered as an at-large delegate for the Florida Republican National Convention, though he declined due to prior commitments. Despite his popularity, Barron's relationships remained largely private. Raised as an only child despite having 4 half-siblings, he had limited contact with his sisters and brothers, who were much older. Donald Trump, who generally keeps family matters private, acknowledged in a podcast that Barron, surrounded by Secret Service at NYU, has yet to have a girlfriend. He complimented his son's character, intelligence, and ease with people. Melania Trump's efforts to shield Barron from public life were understandable, given the risks that come with high visibility. The family's privacy was threatened by a Chicago woman who made violent threats against Barron, even traveling to his Florida school where she was questioned by law enforcement. The Trump family's experience underlined the complexities of balancing public interest with personal privacy. Tracy Marie Fiorenza, aged 41, was arrested in Chicago this week after prosecutors unsealed a federal criminal complaint in Florida, charging her with transmitting threats to kill another person, a crime that could result in a prison sentence of up to 5 years. During a detention hearing held on Monday at the Dirksen U.S. Courthouse, prosecutors revealed that in March, Fiorenza had traveled to the Palm Beach County school attended by the son of former President Donald Trump, where she reportedly had an encounter with a sheriff. Prosecutor Rosenblum referenced this encounter as evidence in support of holding Fiorenza without bond, stating, "These are not idle threats from behind a keyboard." According to police reports obtained by the Tribune through an open records request, on the morning of March 7 at approximately 7:30 a.m., a security guard at the Oxbridge Academy in unincorporated Palm Beach County called 911 to report a woman named Tracy standing outside the school's front gate and inquiring about Barron Trump. In a report filed by the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, the security guard described the woman as a known stalker of a high-profile student. It was also documented that in October, Fiorenza had previously made harassing calls to students at the school, repeatedly asking if President Trump's son attends the school, and accusing school officials of not following protocol. The report further revealed that Fiorenza informed a sheriff's deputy that she wanted to speak with the headmaster, claiming she had conducted her own investigation regarding Barron's presence at the school. School officials ultimately charged her with trespassing and warned her of potential arrest if she returned to the property. Following this warning, Fiorenza left the premises. Later that same afternoon, U.S. Secret Service agents located her at a nearby gas station and escorted her back to her hotel. Approximately 2 months later, on May 21, Fiorenza sent an email to the school's headmaster, threatening to shoot Donald Trump Sr. and Barron Trump straight in the face at any opportunity. According to the complaint, she followed up with another email to the same headmaster a few weeks later, again threatening Barron Trump in early June. In response, a U.S. Secret Service agent reached out to Fiorenza in June and scheduled an appointment with her at the agency's Chicago headquarters, where she was presented with copies of the emails. The complaint states that Fiorenza admitted to writing and sending these emails from her then residence in Plainfield, a southwest suburb of Chicago. During the detention hearing on Wednesday, Rosenblum argued that Fiorenza posed a legitimate threat and should be denied bond. He acknowledged the possibility of underlying mental health issues potentially influencing her actions but insisted that no conditions of release could ensure public safety. "The threats are extremely violent in nature," he said. Additionally, the complaint detailed how Fiorenza had not only sent emails to the President and First Lady but had also sent hundreds of similar communications to various public figures, including government officials and celebrities, in which she alleged she was being attacked by bad actors. Another letter obtained by the Secret Service indicated that Fiorenza had been attempting to contact people working at the White House as early as 2018. As the hearing progressed, Fiorenza began shaking her head in response to the prosecutor's statements. She eventually stood and directly addressed the judge, despite her attorney's attempt to silence her. Fiorenza claimed, "I've been calling the school for years trying to get them to follow mandated reporting protocol, alleging that others were inadequately trained in the technology involved." She mentioned her intention to distribute flyers to parents before the start of the school year to raise awareness, stating that, "No one was listening to me." Fiorenza also asserted that Donald Trump led a pedophile ring and claimed the government had tracked her students during her tenure as a Chicago public schools teacher, going so far as to use remote stimulation on them. There is another public Facebook page associated with Fiorenza that highlights aspects of who she was, a social studies teacher and a graduate of Carl Sandburg High School in Orland Park. The account contains several violent anti-Trump images and statements, along with mentions of being affiliated with the elite organization of the Illuminati. Her court-appointed attorney, Daniel Hessler, addressed the accusations, saying, "While the allegations are pretty alarming, there is really no evidence she's a threat to anyone in the real world." He continued, noting, "Nothing is suggesting she is an aggressive person." Fiorenza reportedly told Hessler that psychotronic weapons are communicating directly into her head, and she's just trying to stop it. He added, she would never actually get close to Barron Trump because she's afraid of him, suggesting that, despite the eccentricity of her beliefs, she posed no real danger. Fiorenza, who protested the charges, exclaimed, "I have a master's degree in psychology. I am not delusional." U.S. Magistrate Judge Jeffrey Cummings, however, ordered Fiorenza to be held pending her transfer to the Southern District of Florida. According to court records, she is currently being held in the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago. Despite this experience, Barron Trump remained resilient and occasionally assisted his father. In fact, Barron's support was part of the reason for his father's recent appearances on the podcasts of Adin Ross and Bussin with the Boys, as Trump disclosed during an interview with Fox News' Maria Bartiromo. When asked if Barron had influenced his campaign's youth outreach, Trump responded, "A little bit," explaining that Barron frequently mentions hot influencers to him. Trump shared, "He tells me about all the hot guys, people I've never heard of. He says, Dad, that guy is hot." A September poll by NBC indicated that 1/3 of the 41 million Gen Z voters lean toward the Republican candidate, making Barron's input potentially valuable in the campaign's closing weeks. Trump had appeared on Adin Ross's stream, which is popular among conservative audiences, discussing topics like the assassination attempt at a Butler, Pennsylvania rally and outlining his immigration and economic plans. During the stream, Trump revealed that his sons had introduced him to Ross, with Barron reportedly saying, "Dad, he's really big." The interview became Ross's most-watched broadcast on the Kick platform, drawing an audience of between 400,000 and 550,000 throughout the one-hour session. Trump has appeared on at least 6 podcasts, while Vice President Kamala Harris has participated in just 2, making millions of online impressions. Trump also announced plans to appear on the Joe Rogan Experience, with reports suggesting that Harris may make an appearance as well. This growing engagement highlights a new role for Barron, who was a young boy when Trump first campaigned for president in 2016. Now eligible to vote, Barron is joining his siblings, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, in the effort to attract younger voters, an age group with whom Harris has shown stronger polling. Beyond helping with his father's campaign, Barron demonstrated political aptitude of his own. The youngest son of former President Donald Trump was recently selected as a Florida delegate to the Republican National Convention, as reported by State Party Chairman Jonathan Torres. Evan Power, the Republican Party of Florida chairman, confirmed that the high school senior would serve as one of the 41 at-large delegates from Florida at the National Convention, where the GOP plans to formally nominate Trump as its presidential candidate for the upcoming election. NBC News first broke the story on Barron Trump's role as a delegate. The Florida delegation also includes Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, and Trump's youngest daughter, Tiffany. Power commented, "We are blessed to have a phenomenal grassroots, elected officials, and members of the Trump family working together as part of the Florida delegation to the 2024 Republican National Convention." The Trump family's influence is strong in Florida's delegation, with Eric Trump leading as the delegation's chairman, joining his father and Power on a call with party leaders to strategize. Although Florida has traditionally leaned Democratic, Trump managed to secure victories there twice, including by over 3 percentage points in his unsuccessful 2020 re-election attempt. Many state party leaders, despite Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' bid for the GOP nomination, have aligned with Trump's campaign. In September, party leaders rescinded a loyalty pledge requirement which would have required GOP candidates to support the eventual nominee to be included on the March 19 primary ballot. The decision, supported by Trump but opposed by DeSantis' campaign, highlights the state party's loyalty to Trump. Additionally, several prominent Trump supporters and family members were appointed as RNC delegates. Among them are Kimberly Guilfoyle, Donald Trump Jr.'s fiancé, Michael Boulis, husband of Tiffany Trump, former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, a longtime Trump ally, Trump advisor Sergio Gore, and Marvel Entertainment's former chairman, Ike Perlmutter. Each member has shown strong support for Trump's candidacy, even taking risks in publicly endorsing him over DeSantis. With this look into Donald Trump's youngest son's growing involvement in the political realm, share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more updates.